Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 SR diesel. 2014 car, finished in this optional twilight blue metallic, which looks absolutely beautiful on the car. Sometimes videos can make it look a bit wishy-washy. It's not, it's a really rich colour. Half leather, black interior, and this one's fitted with the optional sat-nav, which comes from the EX model, so it's a big option on these cars and well worth having. So it gives you the big rear parking camera as well, rather than the smaller one. The car is in beautiful condition, covered 68,000 miles. Front of the car, absolutely lovely and clean. Lights and lenses are clear, intact, no cracks or condensation there. Bonnet, literally can hardly see a stone chip anywhere there at all. It's absolutely beautiful. Come down the near side, no indentations that I can see in the panel work, no sort of car parking dinks, and really clean and fresh. Near side front alloy, one that should take all of the bashing, shows absolutely nothing at all. Oops, sorry, shaky hand. Near side rear alloy, again, completely blemish free. That looks like a car that's sort of 3 years old, not 6 or 7 years old. And the back of the car, again, exceptionally clean. Offside, driver's side, again, absolutely mirror smooth. Can't see any indentations there at all. It's a wonderfully clean example. Offside rear alloy, again, absolutely unmarked. Remaining panel work, absolutely lovely. I mean, it really is in simply lovely condition. I mean, there will be a microscopic mark somewhere on the car that I haven't seen, but you know, for the age range of the car, that's one of the cleanest anywhere on the marketplace. So coming to the back of the car, the boot area and the rear seats are normally the Achilles heel of all SUVs and family estates, because they get very heavily used, and yet this one is in absolutely stunning condition. Coming into the back now, by the way, the front seats are set for me, and I'm 6 foot tall, so I'm not cheating by showing the legroom, because that is incredible amount of legroom in the back. And as I said, I mean, normally these are really heavily used. You know, the leather work, and it looks lovely with this half leather interior, is in absolutely gorgeous condition. Coming to the front of the passenger side, again, all wonderfully clean. Passenger seat, again, in fantastic condition. Coming into the front now, on the driver's side, door card looks pretty much as new. Footwell area is again lovely and clean. The driver's seat, the one that should show loads of wear, shows virtually nothing at all. So inside the car now, engine's running this section, so the dashboard as always can be seen illuminated. The dashboard, to all intents and purposes, looks as new. Again, being beautifully kept. Sat nav, I'd say that's the big screen sat nav on the car, all working perfectly. On the standard SR models, that little information pod up there is where you get your rear camera, but when you get this one, put it in reverse there, you see you get the much bigger one, which is really, really nice. Also worth pointing out, if you're stationary with your handbrake on, instead of putting a CD in, you can put films in and watch films. Obviously you can't do it while you're on the move, but it is in extraordinary condition. And then come across to the main binnacle, hopefully you can see 68,707 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. But it really is a car that ought to be seen in the flesh, because the video, as always, doesn't really do it justice. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 SR diesel. This car is registered, if I can read it, LF64UJW, and mileage at the start of the video is 68,700 exactly. The reason for doing all of our videos is very simple, and especially the road test section I'm doing now, it's basically to ensure that if anyone's online looking at our cars, they actually get to see the very car advertised in operation. The reason is, we've, like many people, been to see cars which have looked, perfectly good, in photographs and descriptions, but then driven it and found out it's got something fundamentally wrong which shows up whilst driving the car. So that's why we do it. It's also done on these very quiet country roads, very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. And the reason for that, of course, is that we hope it would then be representative of what you'd feel yourself should be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, very well maintained vehicle, and I have to say, I mean, it is immediately obvious. The car obviously starts instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. The engine is an absolute peach. It's pretty much the perfect diesel engine as you'd expect of a Honda. They're very long lasting, incredibly reliable, but it's also an engine which is lovely to use day in, day out. It's very flexible, pulls really well. Don't think for a second just because it's only a 1.6 it's not going to have the oomph to pull a big car along. You put your foot down and the thing rockets away. It is quick, well, within reason obviously, but it's also very quiet and very smooth, especially up on a cruise, and it's very fuel efficient, unlike so many diesels which seem to be they're good headline figures, but you really struggle to get anywhere near them in the real world. At least this one, I've had loads of these and pretty much got somewhere about 50, 55 to the gallon is what I tend to get in the real world of driving them. But driving style and way of driving obviously dictates exactly how much you would get. But lovely unit. It sounds as crisp as it would have done when it was new as well. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox of the car. Clutch on the car, absolutely perfect. Bite point, exactly where it's meant to be. And it's lovely and smooth on actuation. And then on to one of the best gearboxes you'll ever use, regardless of what type of car you're driving, because unfortunately some manufacturers seem to think building an SUV gives them opportunity to offer you a sort of a gear change or driving experience more akin to a commercial van. This is very car-like in every single way, and the gear change is actually enjoyable to use. It's short in throw, really short compared to most cars, really snappy in the way it engages the gears. It feels beautifully engineered, which it is, and it feels absolutely as it would have done when it was new. I can find no wear in that at all, but that is typical of the breed, even with 200,000 miles on them. And the gear lever positioned up nice and high here. Again, your hand naturally falls to it. You're not reaching down for the gear change. It's just the perfect positioning for it, really is. Steering of the vehicle, again, just the whole car feels so tight on the road. It tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed, or any speed up to the legal limit actually. And again, continuing kind of the car-like theme, when you go through a corner like this, in some SUVs they feel quite ponderous. This one, minimal movement of the steering wheel, holds its line absolutely beautifully, very precise, really nicely set up. I mean, in fairness, Honda know this market so well, and there's a very good reason the CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world, because of the way it drives. It's just a brilliant car for what it's designed to do, because unfortunately when you read some car magazine road tests and all this kind of stuff, they're basically conducted by people who want, frustrated, they want to be out driving a Ferrari, but then they have to sort of drive around in some sort of plain Jane SUVs and that kind of thing. And they'll say, oh, it's dull, it's boring to drive, it doesn't engage with you. Well, yeah, in essence they're probably right, but the reality is, what is the car designed to do? It's designed to get you and your family hopefully from A to B comfortably and reliably, and that's what it does absolutely brilliantly. And that's not boring, far from it, because it does, this road surface is horrible. I mean, it really is, which is why I go over it, because I'm listening out for any mechanical clunking noises or otherwise, and there's nothing at all, by the way. But it rides it really well. When it goes to the corners, you're not getting lots of body roll, so you're not getting that kind of lurching effect that you get in so many of its competitors, which can turn sort of rear seat passengers in particular green. It's, for what it's designed to do, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to give the brakes a good old shove. So really powerful brakes on the car, and what I'm looking out for, again, particularly the brakes, they should have, obviously be powerful, but they should also exhibit no kind of pulsing or vibrations back to the brake pedal, and there's nothing at all, so all in fine order. It will be, by the way, once I've finished doing this, and hopefully then the walk around section, it'll be going off for an independent MOT, so these things are going to be checked anyway, but yeah, as it stands and as it drives on the road, we can't fault it in any of that respect. Coming to the interior of the car, the first thing you notice straight away is the build quality. It's beautifully put together, no squeaks, no rattles, in lovely condition as well, absolutely lovely condition in here. Whoever's had it has kept it absolutely beautifully. But they're just a lovely place to sit as well, because what they give you is obviously a nice elevated view of the road, clearly by being an SUV, but it also gives you fantastic visibility in every other way. You've got these massive wing mirrors, almost van-like, so you get a really good sense of where you are on the road. Looking ahead, I can actually see a bonnet, which is a rarity on a modern car. You've got really good visibility all around on the vehicle. It's very confidence-inspiring to sit in one. The dash itself is very well equipped, and of course, as I said in the walk-around video, this sat-nav is actually a major option on this car, all working perfectly, as is the dual-zone climate control system, because obviously you can have different temperatures side to side of the car if you so wish. Air conditioning pumps out lovely and cold. We tried that in a nice warm workshop earlier on. Again, what I say in lots of the videos is when you touch and press any of these buttons, they have a beautifully engineered feel about them, every single one. You just know it's going to feel the same in hundreds of thousands of miles time. It's the little things that Honda do so well. Dash binnacle in front is just simple, easy, legible dials, really nicely presented, nice graphics, and kind of minimalist in a way, which is again really nice because you're not distracted. You just want the information, you look at it, you get it, and that's there. Steering wheel, nice narrow, small diameter steering wheel, obviously leather bound on this spec car. Feels just like new to hold. It's in beautiful condition as well, no kind of nasty marks or wear on it at all. It really is. I mean, it's so easy to see why the CR-V is such a popular second-hand car, which is why their values are so strong. You can buy lesser makes, newer for the same money, but you're not getting the same quality in any way, also the same practicality. It's just it's a wonderful piece of engineering. As I said at the start, the point of the video, brief as it might be, is just to show the car operating, but to feedback on any issues, there's none at all. It drives absolutely perfectly. As always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call.